I'm the river, I'm the rain, the lonesome whistle of a train. I'm the amber waves of grain. I'm the highway, I'm the farm, fertile fields and boulevards, the hand that rests over your heart. Oh, I'm the echo of the bell that's ringing. Oh, I'm the freedom in the song we're singing. I'm the seed that's in the dust. I'm the prayer in God we trust. A place to dream for all of us. I'm America. Dance, the open window to a chance, the place where courage takes a stance. All the colors that you see, the lights from 30,000 feet. Yeah, I'm the roar of victory. Oh, I'm the echo of the bell that's ringing. Oh, I'm the freedom in the song we're singing. I'm the seed that's in the dust. I'm the prayer in God we trust. A place to dream for all of us. I'm America. I'm America. I'm the fathers, I'm the sons. I'm the footprints in the mud. I'm a shelter washed in blood. Oh, 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 oh. I'm the seed that's in the dust. I'm the prayer in God we trust. A place to dream for all of us. I'm America. I'm America. I'm America. I'm America.
Welcome to HomeFront Sitrep. I hope you're in for a great show today, because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcast. You can also check out HomeFront Sitrep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting. Welcome, everybody, to a Sunday night HomeFront Sitrep. Hopefully, everybody's doing wonderful. How is everyone doing? Miss Candace, welcome back.
Finally, I feel like I've been gone forever and I'm finally home.
I know, right? You have been gone.
There's been a lot of stuff happening. Like,
I know. You got married. I mean, God, everything.
I know there was a whole lot of everything. Like I was up in Indy, there was a family reunion, I got married. You know, today we did the Toys for Tots run for Bullitt County, and then went and played in the woods on some four-wheelers with the grandbabies. And So I got home and I was like, I don't have to smell good, but I have to look clean. So stuck my head under the water, washed my hair, did a little bit to my face, and I was like, if I'm reappearing, I might want to look halfway decent because
That's it. Run a brush through it and change your shirt. You'll be all right.
Right.
well, so this 4-year-old, his grandbaby, has this little mini ATV, like fully gas powered, like little badass little machine. He got stuck, and Michael went to go pick it up. And when he picked it up, the back tire was spinning, and I was right behind it. And I was like, and we're down in the creek, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, I have a podcast in an hour. So
Nice.
here I am. I made it. But
Samuel, how are you, brother? Well, we missed you too.
Yep. It's been an interesting.
You guys laugh about that. You really missed me. You're
We
so
did.
It's been an interesting couple of weeks without you.
Yeah, it's been interesting. Sam, how are you, brother?
I'm good, man. Had the Legacy of Service gala last night for the Woody Williams Foundation. Getting ready for this week. Got some PR stuff with Mogadishu Mile, University of Cincinnati on Saturday with the jump team, and then I'm off for a little bit. I'm trying to get some fishing in. How about you? How's your recovery? I see you're down in the dungeon again. You made it down the stairs, all right, huh?
Yeah, I'm down in the bunker again. So I came down for the tip of the spear, and then I came down again tonight. I was like, I got to keep moving. Of course, if I sit around too long, both my legs get stiff. And the bad thing is I got a good knee that's been replaced, but my other knee is terrible already, so it's bad. It needs to be replaced. And if I sit too long, my good knee that hasn't been replaced yet, my good bad knee, it starts locking up on me. So I got to keep moving around. And my wife is like I'll get up and just walk around the house, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Bro, I got to keep moving, or my joints are gonna lock up." And then they showed me this new thing, like on the steps. Well, we have steps going upstairs. So when I walk by the step, I'll put my new knee up on there and I'll stretch it out and do some stuff there to help stretch it out a little bit. But other than that, man, I'm doing wonderful. I tried to go to the ball game on Friday night. It was our last home game. We were playing Meade County, and Cletus Evans, who runs the Marine Corps League Toys for Tots program for Louisville, is the sports announcer for Meade County Green Wave.
Really?
So yeah, he's been the announcer for him for a while. So whether we go to Meade County, I'll go up in the booth and I'll talk to him for 30 minutes or whatnot. Or if they come here, I'll go talk to him as well. Well, I texted him. I was like, "Look, brother, I'm not going to be able to climb all the way to the top this year because a new knee." And so he found me in the crowd and he came over and talked to me, and he's like, "If you're here after the game, I'll come back and talk to you." Well, I wound up leaving at halftime because I got so cold. I mean, it was so friggin' cold. And if you know me, I usually stay hot. Like right now, I'm sweating. For some reason, I'm just sweating right now. And at the game, I just couldn't get
on.
Do a.
What medicine are you on?
I mean, I'm on just hydrocodone. That's the only thing that they gave me.
Jesus.
Other than my regular. Joshua, welcome. Happy Sunday to you too as well. But right now I'm just sweating from head to toe, and we don't have the air conditioner on. We don't have the heat on, and I'm down in the basement. I figured I'd be at least colder here than I would be up there, but I don't know what it is.
It's menopause. What I really want to know, Willis, though, is there video footage of you coming down the steps? And how are you doing it? Like, are you going old school when we were kids and putting your legs inside of a pillowcase and like sliding down?
No, I'm doing it normal. I'm just going. So as I come down the steps, I come down with my new leg first, and then I go. So I go step, and then put the foot next to it, and then step, and then so
You're
I'm going
new leg first.
New leg first.
That's
now going
great.
up, I go old leg first.
Oh, I love this. This is such Marine terminology, and I love it.
That's just what they told me to do. So I've been.
Look, you guys are already at the point. Like, yeah, we did. You can go away now. Sam's my new co-host. Like,
yeah, we'll just mute you. I do want to give a shout out to everybody who's in chat right now. So we got Mr. Ty Cobb from Triple Threat Vets podcast, Betsy Ross, Josh Combs. I've seen Brian Roof jump in, Jeremy Daniels jump in. Right now, we do have 11 watchers out there. We got 3 watching on YouTube and 8 on HomeFront Sitrep podcast. Say hi out there in chat so we know who you are, who's watching.
On there.
I just like I said, I was just doing a TikTok live before I came over here, and I'm trying to build that up as well. And eventually, I'll get HomeFront Sitrep linked into TikTok, so we go live there as well. Miss Pam Childers Thornton, welcome to the chat. But no, so we have Mr. Ryan Hammer coming on today. So Ryan Hammer started the veteran lending team with his team of all veterans, and then they noticed that it was hard for us as veterans to get life insurance because if you're any kind of rating from the VA, it's hard for veterans to get life insurance. So him and his team at the veteran lending team, Christy and Jeff, welcome. Christy, that's probably Jeff. Welcome, Jeff. Pam, we're doing wonderful, dear. Thank you for asking. So Ryan Hammer and his team came up with life insurance for veterans, and it's geared for veterans. So we're going to bring Mr. Ryan Hammer up here in just a minute. We're going to talk about that because I'm super excited because a lot of veterans out there can't get life insurance. They get denied all the time because I got right now. I have a 30% rating from the VA, which I talked to my guy, and they're like, "Well, they undervalued your PTS, so I got that bumped up." So there's some things in the background that I'm working on to get my percentage bumped up and get my appeal started and all that. So I'm working on that as well as having a new knee put in and doing my PT and stuff for that. But I'm super excited to have Mr. Ryan Hammer come on, and we're going to talk about that. I'm thankful for you, Candace, being back. Hopefully you're ready to get back in the saddle and let's kick this because New Year's coming up, man. It's going to be a whole new year.
I miss it.
And then we got my brother Sam Deeds, who is hooked on podcasting.
I don't know about hooked, but
you want to know? You want to know how hooked this guy is?
He's gonna do Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Sam, tell her what you did, Sam.
Hi, Rick.
Hold on. I got it better. I got a picture.
Oh no! What?
My wife,
Monica, welcome, sir.
My wife took a
Did
picture.
he make a coin?
No, I did not. But I got a.
I love it.
So it sits outside the office.
Jeff, the knee is feeling wonderful.
You're gonna feel really bad if that's Christy.
Or Christy. Christy and Jeff. I don't know if Christy knows I had a knee replacement. I know Jeff does.
Hi, Rick.
What's up, Rich LaMonica? But the knee is doing wonderful. I'm super excited about having a new knee. I would highly recommend it if you can go ahead and get your knee replaced. Go ahead and get it replaced. I went with a VA and at Zorn Avenue in Louisville, and the doctor himself did it. I didn't go through a robot or whatnot. And Dr. Klein did an amazing job. Within 4 hours of having the surgery, I was up moving. So I highly recommend getting a knee replacement. Once I get through all the pain and get my feelings back and my muscles back, I think I'm going to be A-okay. And then I'll just have to worry about the other knee. But without further ado, Candace.
We were just talking about that, Rich, and I was like, I figured that was just for veterans, so I was definitely not going to throw a day out there.
Hey, Rich, I just added Sam to that group chat as well. So Sam's probably going to pick a day as well. So without further ado, let's bring Mr. Ryan Hammer to the stage.
Yes, Rich, I'll look at my calendar though.
Welcome, Ryan. How are you, sir?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing wonderful. So do me a favor for all of our watchers, all of our listeners out there that don't know who you are, give us a little background of who you are, Mr. Ryan.
Sure. Ryan Hammer. I live in Charleston, South Carolina, originally from New York. Commissioned into the Air Force at the University of Maryland, ROTC. Was an Air Force Security Forces officer. Served from 04 to 14. Got medically retired at 14. kind of stumbled my way into finance, first through mortgages, then through general lending into commercial lending and so on and so forth. Um, then into insurance and now into banking. I'm one of the guys and girls that make up both the veteran lending team and the veteran insurance team. And yeah, it's kind of me in a nutshell.
Awesome. So you joined the Air Force after college because I'm assuming you went the officer route. You went the dark side, right?
I did go to the dark side.
Nice. All right.
He went
So
Air Force. He went dark side anyway.
Yeah,
yeah,
fair enough.
Sorry.
fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, I will give you that. I wasn't going that. I wasn't going to go that in depth.
I
But
do.
anyway, welcome back, Candace.
I
Um, so what made you decide to go the officer route instead of going enlisted?
Truthfully, it was a deal I made with my mother. She begged me to not go in the Marine Corps and not go enlist. My dad worked in the towers. I'm from New York, like I said. So if I was a junior in high school when the towers were struck. If I was a year older, I was enlisting that day. Because I wasn't, a year went by, and well, by the time I was able to go enlist, I was already out of high school. And like I said, she begged me to please not do it, and out of respect for her and whatnot, I chose the Air Force and try to find the most combat-oriented job in the Air Force that I can do, so that I was still trying to get into the fight and do my part, but still trying to, again, honor her wishes.
Nice, nice.
So
So when you got out of the Air Force, what did you do right when you got out of the Air Force? Did you have a job lined up, or did you you know a lot of veterans, we lose that sense of purpose, that sense of camaraderie. How was your transition out of the military?
I lost that sense of purpose. I lost that sense of camaraderie. Um, I did not know where I stood in the world. Going from being, Captain Hammer in the Air Force, whenever I walked in a room, I knew exactly where I stood in the pecking order. I knew what my role was. I didn't have to convince anybody of my self worth because everyone knew who I was, either by reputation or name or just the position I held. And I knew again, where I fell. So without that, I was kind of figuring out, everything I've done in my life to that point got me to that, and now it's gone. So what do I do next? And where do I still find that sense of family and that sense of community? 'Cause once you get out, it's gone.
Yeah.
At least until you figure out the next step.
Yeah, I would agree with you 100% on there. When I got out the first time in '01, it didn't really sink in because 9/11 happened shortly. I mean, really shortly right after I got out the first time, and um, then when I got recalled back in and I got out the second time, that's when it really sunk in that here Sergeant Willis, um, I didn't have that that squad that was underneath of me, or that or the platoon behind me, and I didn't have that sense of purpose, and I did have a day job, but just going to a 9 to 5 and not really having like-minded people within the company that I was working for, I felt like I was at odds with myself. And I finally got into doing veteran charity work and stuff like that, and found a little community, and everything's was going really well. And then it, things happen for a reason, and look where we're at now. After my last organization that I was with, I was like, well, what am I going to do with myself? And I started going down that rabbit hole in 2020, at the beginning of 20, at the end of 2020, at the beginning of 2021, and went down a rabbit hole, and it finally got to the point where my wife, she had to wake me up and say, hey, you need to do something, because you're spiraling again. And this is the helping veterans is my form of PTS. But if I'm not taking care of myself first, then I can't help other people. And that's what I love about doing this podcast, because I get to meet all these great people out there across the country that are helping people in their own unique way. And when you guys reached out, will I have Captain Hammer's? Yes, I will have Captain Hammer's contact information for you, Jeff.
It's Ryan, please.
And then, I found, me and you got connected. I can't remember how me and you got connected. I think you
Yeah.
or somebody from your PR team reached out to me and said, "Hey, I think this guy would be good for your show." And, I find out you do veteran mortgages. You do all aspects
Yep.
because you have real estate agents, you have the lending team, and then so you guys focus on that. Well, that was kind of my wife. That's what she does. She's in mortgages, and we got to talking in that, and then you start talking about this new life insurance program that you guys came up with to help veterans who have been denied for life insurance, and you guys are only focusing on veterans. You're not focused on anybody else but veterans. So let's talk about the veterans life insurance team. Let's talk about that and how that's going.
Sure.
You just launched November 1st.
Yep. Yeah. So we did a soft launch back in August as a test run, just to make sure that what we built we knew was actually worth bringing to the community. Because the last thing we wanted to do is to build something that we thought would be good, and then it kind of flounder and we make people's lives worse than we found them. But we did a soft launch, and it was phenomenal. Everybody that we pushed through, we got approved, and everybody that we pushed through was denied by multiple carriers previously. In fact, what we did was for that first test lot, we pushed everybody through 7 different carriers. Of those 7 different carriers, 60% of that first group that we pushed through were denied by all 7 of those carriers. We then reran that 60% through the vet life guidelines and the vet life program, and all 60% were approved. Me being included. I was the one of the first. I was the first test dummy, first guinea pig that we used. I'm 100%. I've got PTS, sleep apnea, IBS, high cholesterol, jacked up knees and back, and the whole 9 yards. The typical veteраnisms. To make it worse, I'm also a scuba diver and a private pilot. Pretty much the kiss of death when it comes to life insurance. I've been denied over and over and over again. I've got $1 million policy now with VetLife. My $1 million policy is not just a death benefit, and we can talk more about this, but VetLife is built to really have a full 360 on you. Just like we pull 360 security, VetLife pulls a 360 security around you. It's got a death benefit, it's got cash value that grows and grows and grows, and it's got living benefits to protect you in case, God forbid, you get into a major accident, or you come down with cancer, or have a stroke, or have a heart attack, or something like that. You can actually access your death benefit while you're alive if something like that happens to you. So, say again?
I said, heck yeah. That sounds freaking amazing.
Yeah. I mean, even if, you get into a bad motorcycle accident, and you're laid up in a bed for 6 months in a full body cast, you can actually access your death benefit as part of that life and use that to pay your hospital bills, to pay your mortgage, to pay, put food on the table while you can't work. It really takes care of your family so that they're not SOL while you're laid up in that action.
So I got a question already. Sorry. So, I mean, you're talking about these people that were not approved through so many of these companies. How many of those were 100% PTSD?
It was honestly a really, really good mix.
So there were people that were 100% PTSD and they were approved?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, because
not 100% for 100% rating solely for PTSD. I don't think PTSD goes up to 100. I think it maxes out at 70.
No, they do. Do 100. Willis and Deeds have a friend up in Massachusetts that's 100% and could not get life insurance.
Well, you could be 100% disabled, but I don't think PTSD carries 100% rating. I think it was a combination. Am I wrong?
I think PTS is only up to 50%. You can't get 100%.
No, PTSD. You can get 70.
Yeah, 70.
It depends on the severity.
Oh, his paper said 100.
That's a new one for me. Either way, it doesn't matter for us. Whether you're 170, 50, 25, whatever, it's not going to affect getting approved for VetLife.
Okay.
That's.
I mean, that's good for people to know. Like people that have PTSD and are not able to get something like this, and this is still actually an option where, you look at them and they're applying, and somebody's like, "Oh yeah, we can help you," and then they get that denial letter, and then you know, they kind of expect the same thing of going, well, they say they can help, but I'm going to get a email letter.
Yeah, we had just put someone through 100% disabled. He has stage 3 liver failure because the VA screwed up his meds and it destroyed his liver. He's like 400 pounds or so because of his liver failure, and we got him approved. He chose to go we've got three versions of this that we built out. We got a death benefit heavy version, we've got a blended version, and we got a wealth creation version. The death benefit heavy version is a term life policy, but it carries the living benefits. So it doesn't have the cash value growth and doesn't have the ability to actually use this as a retirement plan, which the other two versions do. And he chose that one. He has $1 million policy, and I believe he's at $39 a month right now, with having stage 3 liver failure, with being 100%. I believe he had PTS also, but I mean, the liver failure was obviously the big one that we had to work through, but we got him approved. And yeah, again, he has the living benefits also. So if God forbid something happens to him and that liver failure comes back and or gets worse, and he's stuck in a hospital and he can't work, his family at least can access his death benefit while he's alive, and pay the mortgage, pay his bills, whatever that go on vacation if they want to. That's the beauty of it. It's your money. You can use it whenever you want.
So Pam just got married not too long ago to one of my buddies who's a Somalia veteran, and she said she tried to add James to hers and was denied. I think getting James a standalone policy through the veterans insurance team is probably going to be a better option for you, Pam. I know James has a lot of health issues that we're not going to get to on here because of HIPAA and everything, but it might be your best option is to go with the veteran insurance team, which I just put the link. I'm gonna throw it back up on the screen right now. The link is in chat right now. It's the veteranlendingteam.com/insurance. Just go there, and then you can get connected that way. So definitely look into that. Hi, Mom. How are you?
Pam makes me think of another question with that, because I was getting ready to ask it. So I'm glad she brought that up. So, these spouses that are not able to add their veterans onto their life insurance, and I know that you specifically are focused on veterans. If that veteran gets an insurance policy through you, are they able to add their spouse?
I added my spouse to mine.
Okay. So
yeah, you absolutely can. They could be on there as a rider where they can get coverage on your policy. Sometimes it's helpful. Sometimes it's more advantageous to have a standalone policy for themselves. It just depends on the individual and what their goals are.
Okay.
Our whole thing is we just want to be able to educate people and give them the tools so that they can make an informed decision. If using what we built is the best solution, that's awesome. If it's not, well, then at least that this option was something that you tried and maybe wasn't the best for you. We'd like to think it is, but that's up to you to make the informed decision. We're just going to give you all the information and all the tools to do so.
So if these people out here like James or Jeff that have been denied before, is the best option for them to get in contact with you? Is it to go through the website, register through the website? Is that the best way?
Website, Facebook, everything ties back into to our CRM, and all of our folks are standing by to answer questions. Everyone works nonstop. Everybody who is on our team we hire is a veteran. We don't hire anybody who hasn't served, so you don't have to feel weird about talking about your PTS or whatever else you did, because most of us have it. Most of us are rated. Most of us have been right where you've been, or someplace similar or wherever. The website has changed though. It's just so you know, it's theveteranspot.com.
Theveteranspot.com.
Yep.
All right, let's see.
So we were officially launched 2 days ago.
We did. We launched on Friday.
Wow. Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
That's awesome. And to have this resource and this benefit out here for our veterans that have not had an option. There's no options, nothing where they can go and get this. Thank you.
And when you look at this compared to like a VGLI, which most people kind of default to, I don't know if anybody realizes, or most people realize this, but VGLI actually increases in cost every 5 years. So when you get to 65, 70, somewhere in that range, it gets to be about $1,500 to $2,000 a month. Most people who are 65 to 70 can't afford an extra $2,000 a month just for life insurance. And the part that really sucks about it is that you've been paying into this since you left the service. So say you were 42 when you retired, that's almost 30 years of paying into this. And now you can't afford it. Therefore, you have to let your policy go. And there's 30 years of premiums that you just kind of threw into a black hole that you'll never see again. Ours doesn't do that. Ours stays constant from day one until you turn 121, because it's permanent insurance. It will carry all the way through until 121 years old.
Wow.
So you don't have to worry about it, getting too expensive, and you don't have to worry about it, changing and whatever else. You can change it. That's one of the cool things about what we built too. Is it is a flexible type of life insurance, so that as your life changes, as your needs change, you can go in there and have a conversation with us, and we can make adjustments to the policy. If you just bought another house or whatever, and you want to increase the death benefit to have more protection, we can do that. If you paid your house off and you need less life insurance and you want to lower it, you can do that also. Unlike a typical term policy, it's not locked in. The main product that we built, like I said, the blended version or the definite or the wealth generation version that we built, it renews every year. So every year you get to readjust what you're trying to do, and as your life changes, as your goals change, you get to adjust it also, because I think we all learned in the military that flexibility is the key. So this has to be flexible also, since our lives are flexible.
Oh yeah. Sam, what kind of questions you got? I know you were trying to speak.
No, nothing. I mean, where were you a year and a half ago when we were going through this with me and my wife? I got denied time after
right where
time.
you were getting denied.
Yeah. So, and then I can't remember who she found, but she finally found somebody that said it doesn't matter how many surgeries that has. It doesn't matter what his VA rating is. This is what we have. This is what we can offer you. And basically, it was a take it or leave it, because that's the only thing they had. And it's the only company we found. And we went through probably 6 or 8 different companies. And then finally she found one. And I'm glad that it was taken care of. But now I'm glad that you're out there taking care of our brothers and sisters for sure.
I know that. Is it do you get a term policy? You know what you got?
I have no idea. I just make the money. She spends it.
Brian, the wife did it. The wife did it.
Ask her and make sure that it's got living benefits.
Yeah, you can have multiple life insurance policies out there.
Yeah.
So
she has 4 on me.
She's a smart woman.
Yeah, smart woman. 40.
Well, I travel a lot, and I'm hardly ever home. And this past few weeks, our season's winding down, so the past few weeks I've actually been home. But if anywhere between May and mid-October, you don't see me. I'm never home. So she knows that I'm out on the road a lot, flying, driving, whatever. And she's like, she wants to be taken care of, if something does happen.
Well, it sounds like you might have a number 5th policy on you shortly.
I would not doubt it, especially if she's tuning in.
Yeah. If not, I'll just text her later. Like, hey, you need to check out these people. Or you're going to tell her.
Yeah.
She's like, $1 million policy? I can do this.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to tell my wife about it as soon as we get off. I don't know if she's watching or not, but I'll be like, hey, look, we need to look into these people, because we tried to get me life insurance last year, and we do have a $100,000 policy through Modern Woodman. But you have to do these friggin' doctor's interviews and all of that crazy shit up front. And, it's just like, And then they're like, like a year later, 2 years later, they're like, oh, well, we need you to come back in and redo this, redo that. And I'm like, it just, sometimes you just don't have time to do that. So yeah. What's that?
That was before you started your VA process.
Yeah, it was before I started my VA process and before I was even rated. So I'm assuming, being rated now with 30% PTS, which I need to get bumped up, because I think they underrated me for that. And that's what my guy in Ohio said, that they underrated me for that. Just, I got some things that I got to work on, and I'm back end for my disability ratings and stuff like that. And hopefully one of these days I'll be up there at the triple digit number. That's where my end goal is. I'm gonna keep fighting until I get to that triple digit number, because I believe the shit that's fucked up in my head and my body, I think rates 100%. So no, I'm digging the new website. So I threw it up there. It's the veteranspot.com. You can get started. You can call them. It says the 4 tenets of vet life: education, transparency, speed, and simplicity. That's something, as veterans, that's something that I like, especially the simplicity, the speed, the transparency, and the education. For one, I've lost all patience. I lost that long time ago, and my wife will tell you I've lost all patience. So when it comes to simplicity, that check. When it comes to speed, check. Um, Transparent, as long as you're transparent with me 100%, I'm good. And then education, I like to know what my options are. That I love that. So how did you come up with the 4 tenets of vet life?
I mean, it's kind of like we have in the military, right? Speed, surprise, control, balance of action. It kind of started there and evolved. But education for us is huge. Whether it's mortgages, whether it's commercial lending, whether it's home and auto insurance and life insurance, whatever we're doing, we want our customers, we want the veteran community to understand the hows and the whys, so that things are less frustrating, things are easier for them to grasp, and it all makes sense in the back end. If you look at, like, for instance, auto insurance or home insurance right now, they're going up significantly. People are getting pissed off and they're getting frustrated because they haven't had a claim, but their policy costs are going up. Very few companies are out there using their platforms. I'm not going to mention the large one that we all know, that are spending millions of dollars on professional football players to make nonsense commercials. But no one is going out there and explaining the hows and the whys. Why is it going up? When you understand it, it actually makes sense. Inflation is destroying everything. The cost to rebuild the house, the cost to replace appliances, the cost to replace cars, and yada yada. All that has gone up significantly over the last couple of years, and the insurance has to follow suit, whether you had a claim or not. Just explaining that to people makes life a little bit easier, a little simpler, and minimizes frustration. So education, no matter what you're doing, it's important.
No, I love it. And I love how, like right here, you got OP 150 meters, dismounted ambush position, platoon perimeter defense, and then it's broken down. Death benefits, cash value, living benefits, and I love how you still use the military lingo on it, as well as what you're trying to encompass within that. I love how that's all broken down. I think it
We,
just
we wanted we wanted folks to know that we are truly who we say we are. We are veterans. We're not using the veteran name, trying to scam the community and use them as a profit revenue source. If you go back, there's a lot of references to things that only veterans would understand. Like if you look at the image of the veteranisms that we all face, our dude is holding a Rip It can and he's drinking that. Only veterans would know the meaning behind that, and the taste when you look at that can. The average Joe or the average scammer is not going to have that clue.
Right.
Or at the bottom, we call it our financial whoopee. Because it's always around you, it's keeping you warm, it's protecting you from the elements. Unless you served, you really don't know what a whoopee is.
right.
And then obviously we wanted to go with a mascot that was impartial. No race, no religion, no sex, no nothing of that nature. Kind of like the military, we're all one.
Yeah.
So this was something that, as long as you're a patriot, you can get behind an eagle. And this was a patriotic eagle that was kind of just green. Didn't really have any type of gender or religion or race type of affiliation, and it represents all of us.
No, I love it. I definitely love it. And I'm definitely going to be looking into it ASAP. Probably gonna, as soon as I get off here, talk with the wife upstairs and be like, "Hey, let's check into this."
I feel like this piqued interest so far and wide. Like
Oh yeah.
just everybody that we have watching and interacting right now, and the people that will listen, like I can't imagine how many other people they're gonna tell, and like how this is gonna spread like wildfire, because it's just not. It
Yeah.
hasn't been there.
So when Ryan and we did our meet and greet before November 1st, I was like, "Look, dude, I want to get you as close to launch date because I know what platform what we have here. So we have, our Heroes Media Group platform. We got our Reach Across America radio platform. We got our Veterans Voice radio platform. Our Military United podcast streams platform. Then plus, we got our Rumble platform. We got our YouTube platform, and just to be able to get vet life insurance out there, the vet life team out there for us as veterans was something that was like needed to be done in my eyes because I've seen the struggle of like my stepdad. 20 years he did 20 years in the National Guard, never deployed overseas, and was only activated stateside for 6 months at a time. Well, when he tried to go to the VA and get medical benefits and stuff like that, he was denied because they're like, "Oh, you're not considered active duty," because he was never on active duty status for more than 6 months at a time. And he, at the end, he got cancer. He had the degenerative disc in his spine, just all kinds of things that accumulated there at the end, and they couldn't get life insurance on him. So I'm so thankful that now that there's an opportunity for somebody to get life insurance that's focused strictly on the veteran aspect of things. And then, my once I get in there, then I could get a policy on my wife. And possibly, do you do kids as well, like children dependents?
Oh yeah. We do anything. I mean, they honestly are a heck of a lot easier because they don't have the health issues that we have typically. They don't have the PTS, they don't have all the other stuff. So getting them approved is, a lot easier than getting us approved. So there's off the shelf products that we have access to that we can easily get them lined up with.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
I
the
love that.
important thing that I stress this on folks, and I stress this on my kids. Life insurance is so much more than just the typical death benefit that we've all kind of just realized or thought it was. Life insurance is how the ultra rich have stayed and gotten more rich. It just hasn't ever really been taught to us as a community, and it hasn't been available to us because of our VA ratings and whatnot. This is not just the death benefit. It's not just the living benefits that we talked about. Every time you make a monthly contribution, I call them contributions because it's kind of like your 401k. It's not just like a payment like you typically think for insurance. It's a contribution that goes to one, covering the insurance policy costs, but two, goes into a cash value account. And your cash value account gets actually invested into the market via different indexes, and you get to pick your indexes, and that grows and grows and grows year over year, and it compounds, and it just keeps rising in value. The beauty of it is it's like a 401k where when your money goes in, you get to invest it, but it's going to grow tax free. And then when it's time for you to use that money, you can actually pull it out tax free also and use it tax free via different strategies,
Hmm.
which is completely different than a 401k, because a 401k, you actually get taxed on it when you pull it out. So you can use
Yep.
this as a retirement strategy, and a lot of folks do, because if you're supposed to get $5,000 a month from your 401k, you're actually going to end up getting less than that after you pay tax on that money.
Hmm.
With this, your $5,000 is truly your $5,000 because it's your money tax free.
Nice.
The other side too is with a 401k, whenever the market is going down and has downside risk, bad economy, recessions, depressions, whatever else, your 401k amounts go down, right? Everyone's seen that. Everyone's felt their portfolio drop.
Yeah.
This is actually built with downside protection. So in bad years, your cash value amount never goes down. It won't grow. You won't grow interest that year when it's a bad year. However, sometimes zero is better than a loss, right? I mean, zero could be the hero. And in this case, yeah, I'd rather make nothing that year rather than lose 10, 15, 20%. The cool thing about this also is you don't have to be 65 to access it like a 401k or IRA. You can be 45 just retiring out of the Army or Air Force or whatever else, and you can pull some of it out. You could pull whatever, borrow against it. You can use it to start a business. You can use it to buy real estate. You can use it as a retirement strategy where you take out set amount each month and live off of that. It's truly a Swiss Army knife of a financial Swiss Army knife, where there's so many different applications that you can use it for. And one of the coolest ones, have you heard of infinite banking?
What's that?
It is this new financial strategy. I say new, I've been around for 15, 20 years or so, at least to the common man, where if you've got a policy like MetLife, you can borrow against the money in your cash value. So say for a round number, you've got $100,000 of money that you deposited in and has grown and accumulated over the years you've had your policy. You can borrow against the $100,000 at a 5.5% interest rate and use that to make more money by reinvesting that money that you just borrowed against in real estate, in a business, in asset, or in dividend paying stocks or bonds or whatever. The money that you borrow, or the money that you had in your cash value that you borrowed against, never actually leaves your cash value account. So it's still sitting there and it's still growing and compounding in interest. So if your average, we'll say, is 9% return a year, which is kind of the happy medium. We've had years where there's 14%, 20%. I think the highest return we ever saw was 34% in 2020. But for average sake, it's between 6 and 12% or so a year. Your money is still sitting in your cash value account. It's still accumulating and growing at that, we'll say 9%. However, you borrowed against it at 5.5%. So your growth is able to pay the actual interest charges and then some. So you're not actually paying for the money you borrowed against, but you then took that money and used it to make more money in a different avenue. Some folks are doing it where you borrow against your cash value, you go out and you buy an investment property that you rent out, you pay off the investment property, you then take a loan out against the investment property to buy another investment property, and then you keep doing that down the line where the money you started with, your cash value that you put into what would be your MetLife account, has never left your account. Your money is still your money, still sitting there, but you've just leveraged it and used it to buy multiple other properties that then turn around and make you money. Truly a mind-blowing technique if you can use it effectively. It's how the millionaires and how the ultra rich have stayed rich, by never spending their own money and leveraging their money to make them more money while they made money with their money. So
Nice.
yeah, we just honestly found a way to bring it to the veteran community. And now our challenge and our goal is to help educate the community on how they can use it themselves, so that we can ultimately change this negative stigma of a disabled veteran as the guy in the corner begging for food, to the guy living in the big house in the street who is a overwhelming success and who donates to charities and able to help others because he got good financial education and good financial, or she for that matter, got good financial education and training while they were in service, and we were able to come out and be highly successful because we aren't broken. We aren't someone who needs a handout. Maybe a hand up, but for the vast majority of us, we are highly effective. We are highly skilled. We are very creative because the military taught us very well how to do more with less. So all the skills that are needed to be successful on the civilian side. It's just a matter of giving folks the proper education, going back to that, on how to implement and how to actually do this.
So I know we've touched on a lot of things, and there's still a lot of things in the background, some secret squirrel stuff that we're not going to talk about at the present moment in time. I'm excited to see where this goes from here. For one, I'm going to have my wife check in and see about getting me a policy, because, like I said, when I got diagnosed, or not diagnosed, but when I tried to get life insurance a while back, they would only get me, I think, 100,000. And that was through another organization that was supposed to help veterans. And they're like, well, that you can't do it because you got this or this or this. And so we're going to check into you guys and see what I can get. and then go from there. Now, as I'm scrolling through the veteranspot.com, uh, there's the vet life, mortgages, commercial insurance, home warranty, and vet defender. Is
Yep.
vet defender live right now? Is that something that somebody can check into as well?
So it will be live in about 2 weeks. Honestly, our focus has been on vet life. Um, and what we're going to be doing is anybody who signs up for vet life is going to get either 6 months or a year free of vet defender. And what the vet defender is, it's a competitor to LifeLock, where it's going to protect your credit. It's going to monitor everything. If someone tries to open up accounts under your name, it's going to lock everything down and help recover. And it's got $1 million guarantee and protection and yada yada. Very similar to LifeLock, but we built it for veterans.
I love that.
And then it also is going to have the home title lock as well, so no one can try to steal your house, because people are getting creative on how they could steal things and borrow against it and make money, and they're stealing titles now. And of course, especially smaller, simpler counties, they don't have the technology to help, stop and protect it. So,
Definitely.
yep, it all goes hand in hand.
Well, Mr. Reinhammer, thank you for coming on here and talking about this. I think this is something that the people that have watched or are watching or will be watching, it will pique some very interest. A lot of people are going to check into you guys. I already know 3 or 4 people that have texted me or said that they were going to check into vet life insurance, because I think it's something that's needed. And I know we talked before we came on, online, that people are like, this is a scam. Why are you charging veterans? And what people need to understand, uh, the service that they're providing is for veterans. Yes, they are veterans. They're not scamming veterans. This is something to help veterans get life insurance that we can't get in a traditional way. So I want to thank you and your team for doing that, because it's been a struggle bus for a lot of veterans for many years to get life insurance. So thank you for that. And I know, Sam knows, Candace knows that you are running a business. You're not running a nonprofit, but you also, you do your way of giving back. And everybody does that a little bit differently. And I can't wait to see the secret squirrel stuff that we talked about come to fruition, because I think that's going to be another amazing step for veterans. And I can't wait for that to come about. And I think I'm going to be probably one of your first customers when that comes about. I'll be first in line for that, and I'm super excited for that. But before we let you go, is there anything that we haven't touched on that you want to talk about before we let you go?
Yeah, actually, if you don't mind, we said it a dozen and a half times already, but we are entirely staffed by veterans. We don't hire anybody who doesn't have a DD-214. We do that for 2 reasons. One is culture. Obviously, we're different. The government broke us and then rebuilt us the way that they wanted to. So not all of us are able to acclimate back to the civilian life as easily as others. Maintaining the military culture, creates a quote unquote safe space. I hate that term personally, but it truly does, where everyone can just be yourself. You can speak like you spoke in the military. You can make your dark jokes and no one can get upset by it. We have that humor. We have that mentality. It is what it is. The other side too is obviously our customers appreciate the fact that we are entirely veteran, because we get what they've been through because we've been through it ourselves. But where I'm going with this is we are always looking for good people to come join our team. We will train you completely. You don't need a background in finance. You don't need an MBA or even a bachelor's degree. As long as you have a solid work ethic, you're open to being trained, you put your customers first, and you want to care about them over your pocket, your wallet, and making money. And as long as you are able to be a solid team player and have the camaraderie that we had in the military, we're more than happy to bring you on board, train you, empower you, and give you a new career opportunity.
Does it come with really good life insurance benefits?
Yes, it does. Life insurance, 401k matching, the typical stuff.
Yeah.
And obviously finance is very lucrative. So if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're struggling to get by, This is something that, our goal is to make as many veteran millionaires as possible.
Hell
This is
yeah.
something that could put you on that path.
So
Well,
you
I
are there,
will say, go ahead, Candace.
are those virtual opportunities? Are they remote
100%.
opportunities?
Yep.
Okay.
All of our folks are virtual. We've got folks from Maine to Florida, Texas, California, and everywhere in between. I think we even just hired someone in Hawaii a couple weeks ago. I got to check on that if they're coming on board or not. Like I said, we look for those quality of character aspects. We look for that team mentality over geographic location. Since COVID, you can be anywhere. You don't have to be in an office anymore.
Right.
Hell yeah. So I will tell you, Homefront Sitrep is looking for some sponsors, Mr. Ryan. So if that's something that you want to do with the vet life insurance team or
Yep.
the veteran lending team, we can talk offline about that. If because I want to help spread the word of vet life. Because I think it's something that needs to be out there. So I think a possible partnership where we come in and run some commercials. We have you guys create a commercial, and then we can play it during the podcast at the beginning,
Awesome.
middle, end. But we can work all the details out on that. So what we will talk offline. But I want to thank you again for coming on here and hanging out with us and telling us everything that you've got going on with the veteran lending team plus the vet life team. Thank you again for coming and hanging out with us, my friend.
I'm glad to be here, and I appreciate you guys' time.
Awesome, brother. Well, you have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.
All right. How friggin' cool was that?
Dude, I wish that there would have been something like that for the retirement seminar, the separations and transition. This would make every active duty person's life so much easier during that transition, whether they saw combat or not, right? So, yeah, dude, when I retired 13 years ago, that is what I needed. That little spiel that we had for the past 45 minutes is what I needed.
Yeah.
Well, and even people that don't realize that they need it because I still have so many questions. Like,
well, we're gonna trust me. We're gonna have Ryan back on because there's, like I said, there's some secret squirrel shit that's coming down. I'm privy to a little bit of it.
Like that, because I squirrel a lot, and you're privy to something I'm not privy to, and I was on a rightful vacation, marriage, something craziness for a little bit.
Maybe I don't know when we did our meet and greet.
You know, Sam?
Sam don't know either.
Okay. No, he seriously, like that needs to be some huge marketing in every VA in the country.
Yeah,
100%.
VA, but on the base, on every single base.
But think about everybody that walks into the VA. Yeah, but everybody that walks into the VA and they're lost, and the VA doesn't have an answer for them. They're like, just keep trying. So
but you got people that are going to get out that aren't going to go to the VA.
You're right. You're right.
But every single person that served eventually gets out somehow, some way, whether they do their 4 years, their 40 years, they retire, they get medically separated, whatever.
Yeah.
Every single service member that's leaving the service needs that. What we just
so stupid important question. Is it only for veterans or is it active?
Yeah.
Do they
I'm sure he can get active too. I mean, we have such a great life insurance policy while we're in, but still there's no reason for us not to have another policy when we're gone. While we're in there.
To ask him, is he still here? Ryan, pop up.
I don't know if he's still there or not. His screen's up. He's still there. Let's bring him back up.
Do you take active military?
Of course. We want these kids to get this as early as possible so they can start building their cash value when they're 2021. Because the way life insurance works, you get rated based off of your current health. So the more broken you are, you're going to pay a little more for the insurance premium. But if you start this when you're young and healthy and you're in service, you're locking in at pretty much, clean slate. So if you start this in your 20s,
every enlistment office,
it should be. I mean, our goal is to get to, all the 23, 24, 25-year-olds say, hey, start this now, contribute every month like you're doing for your 401ks. It'll grow tax-free, but you can access it when you retire. And one of the best things they can do is, or one of the best examples I can give is I know right now we have a lot of folks that when they retire at 20, 40 years old, 20 years of service, it's taken big Army 7 months to actually start their retirement pay.
Mm.
You could tap into this and live off of this for those 7 months so that you're never late on your mortgage payment. You're never late on your car payments. You know, if you want to start a business, you can use this to start a business. Like I said, it's a Swiss Army knife. You
Mm.
never
Think
have to
about
worry about
what
not having anything.
Yeah, because think about how many veterans get lost, especially those with severe PTS. Even just PTS. Like, how many of them get lost trying to get back into that civilian life, and then they're sitting somewhere because they can't go out and they're not working and they're not bringing those funds in. And if this is something that they can start when they get out, they have that safety net. And like you said, that Swiss Army knife. There's so many things. Thank you, Ryan. Sorry,
Or, another great example, and I mean, I'm beyond proud of this, right? Because this is something that we created that we don't see anywhere else. And as we talk to folks, the applications are massive. But just, if you're active or even a reservist or a guardsman and you deploy and God forbid, you get hit with an IED and in Walter Reed, it's not easy getting funds to modify your home. There's a huge, it's a cluster. You can use the living benefits as part of this to modify your home. You can use that to have your spouse take off work for 6 months and be your caregiver. If that's what you need.
What ifs.
The applications are endless, right? It is, like I said, it's your financial whoopee. It is there to protect you. It's there to keep you warm. When you're out in the field and you're getting rained on, this is there over your shoulders, protect
Right.
you.
Hell yeah. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. Well, thank you for coming back up here and clarifying that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy to.
That was an
guys.
important question.
It was a very important question. So something new that we started here on Homefront Sitrep is hashtag be someone stranger. And what we mean,
You need to put another S in there, Willis.
Look,
Be
he's a Marine.
someone's
I'm sorry.
stranger.
Here, let me fix it. God.
I was gonna blame it on him being a Marine, but a Marine pointed it out. So
So
Sam ate his crown.
my brother is like Willis and doesn't use spell check or grammar check sometimes, so I'm always on it. But
What does that mean? You said he's like Willis. What does that mean, Sam?
So I keep my crayons close now.
Sam's had plenty of them today. He's like grammar nuts.
With the spell check and the in the grammar check. So that's how him and my brother are like. Because
when you
sometimes my brother sends me stuff and I'm like, what is he trying to say?
But when you hashtag stuff, sometimes it's hard to run spell check.
For sure.
Sam, I haven't been here, and usually, like, I catch things in the videos, and I'm like, Willis, go look.
Yeah.
Like
segment.
Yeah.
But no, hashtag be someone stranger. And what we mean by that is we as humans are more apt to talk to a complete stranger about the shit that's going on within our daily life. So hashtag be someone stranger. Reach out to somebody, meet somebody, in the park. If you see somebody in the park and they look like they're having a bad day, go up and introduce yourself and say, "Hey, how are you doing today?" And then if they say, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm okay. I'm living the dream," then that's when you ask the next hard question. How are you really doing? Be someone stranger. Reach out to somebody. Reach out to a battle buddy. Reach out to whoever. Check on your little ones. You have to ask that next hard question. How are you really doing? And then you have to be ready for that conversation. It could be a 5-minute conversation, could be a 15-minute conversation, could be a 3-hour conversation. But hashtag be someone stranger. And then Sam, you said this the other night. Hashtag you are not alone. Because I guarantee whatever Candace is going through, whatever Sam's going through, whatever I'm going through, whatever Ryan Hammer's going through, somebody has been through what you're going through.
Or are currently going through.
So, yeah, or currently going through. So you are not alone. And you are enough. Look in a mirror or window and see your reflection and say, "Hey, I'm enough." Because you are enough. And Show up tomorrow. I'm gonna steal this from my buddy Scott Blake, DJ Royalty from Triple Threat Vets podcast. Show up tomorrow because somebody's waiting for you to show up. Because you are loved. Someone loves you. I love you. Sam loves you. Candace loves you. Show up tomorrow because you are needed there tomorrow. And then if you're a veteran and you're in crisis, 988 star one, you can go online and text with them on chat with them online. You can text them. You can call. Disconnect if you don't like the person that you're talking with on the other end. Disconnect and call right back. You'll get somebody else. And then, like I said, you have to ask that next hard question, because I'm gonna play this video, and it gets me every time I see this video. But I'm gonna keep playing it because it's so freaking true. Because I've said everything that's written on this whiteboard, and it doesn't matter what gender, what race, what nationality, whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah, that video gets me e- every time. Because just today I've said 3 or 4 of those to people that have reached out to me, and you know, I'm the type of person that I have to stay active, and I know most veterans out there, idle minds and veterans don't mix, and me not being able to get down here to do stuff that I do on Canva and uh, upload videos to Reach Across America Radio, or upload the videos to Megaphone so they go out to all the different other platforms, because my main computer's down here in the basement. This is where everything is, and I have a little Chromebook that I use. It's been a struggle for me not to be able to come down here and do the things that I normally do on a day-to-day basis. And uh so I don't even know where I was going with that, but you have to check on people, and ask that next hard question, because I really have been struggling with mental health these last few days, because I've been so independent my whole life. I mean, it's to the point where right now I can sleep better on the couch than I can in the bed with my wife. That right there is something that me and her been together for 20 plus years. And I've slept with this lady pretty much every night. And not being able to sleep in the same bed with my wife sucks. It fucking blows. Excuse my French. It sucks not being able to sleep in the same bed. And don't get me wrong, I've tried. Like, I'll go in there and I'll fall asleep, but a half hour later I'm wide awake and I'm in
Yeah.
pain. So I have to get up, and crawl into the living room, and crawl up on the couch, and then I toss and turn all night because I'm so used to laying a certain way, and just the pain that it's there. So definitely you got to check on people, and I want to thank everybody that has reached out. Thank you guys for reaching out, asking how I'm doing. Yeah, I'm probably going to lie to you sometimes and say, "Hey, I'm okay," but just know it means the world to me that you guys have reached out to me, that you guys have checked on me. No, don't worry. No crazy thoughts of harming myself or others. That's something that you don't ever have to worry about from my side of things. But you guys are amazing. Um, if you are out there and you're a veteran, and you want a second opinion about your VA disability, or you're a veteran like me that has been out for 20 years and just now deciding to go through the VA process, Homefront Sitrep partnered with Monica Sanford from the Monica Sanford Show. She's a doctor. She's got a doctorate of nursing. She's a nurse practitioner. She helps veterans file their VA disability claim. She will help you with your getting a second opinion. That's kind of what she does. She's also a badass because she's been married for 35 plus years to a retired Lieutenant Colonel, United States Marine Corps. But you can ask Monica. That's our new segment. Hashtag Ask Monica. You can email her at askmonica0@gmail.com and say, hey, I saw you on Homefront Sitrep. This is my question. She will even give you her phone number. That way you can reach out to her that way as well. So I'm gonna play that video real quick. So yeah, reach out to Ask Monica at askmonica0@gmail.com. She's an amazing lady. She will get back to you pretty quickly. And then, Homefront Sitrep is a proud partner of Reach Across America Radio. You can find Homefront Sitrep on Reach Across America Radio on Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern. So you can go to reachacrossamerica.org/radio. You can find them on the TuneIn app, the Audacity app, or iHeartRadio. You can find them there. So definitely tune in and follow us there on Reach Across America Radio. But other than that, my friends, you guys are amazing. Sam, Candace, you guys are amazing. I don't care what people say. You will be lifelong friends for the rest of my life.
I don't care what people say either.
No.
Look, I forgot to tell both of you. You will both be proud.
Did you
Last
eat some
Saturday,
crayons?
She did. She ate some crowns.
I don't know. It has to do with crowns. But last Saturday, at the very end of my vows, I'm digging in my dress, right? And pull out a red crown.
Oh, God.
Nice.
I did. Everybody loved it. It was great. It was great. So I gave him a crown.
That is funny. That is funny.
Red. Made sure it was red.
There you go. But like we always say on Homefront Sitrep, stay safe out there.
We got your 6. Look.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find Homefront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcast.
Stay safe out there. I got your 6.